Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the General Court, I rise today in support of the Wendelbo Amendment, which is Amendment 04008. I think it strengthens the parental notification law that we now have on the books. And, when thinking about the plight of a teen girl whose pregnancy only compounds the familial and relational problems she already has, sympathies can easily cloud other considerations. But it is not prudent to repeal the parental notification law to alleviate the troubles of the teen girl who may incite abuse or undue pressure from her parents if she tells them she is pregnant. For her, provision has been made. The law provides a judicial bypass. And now with this amendment, provision in the law can be made in the form of emergency medical health exception for the girl who risks death or impairments if she follows through with her pregnancy. So contiguous to these girls with special circumstances, who does this parental notification law protect? My concern is directed toward the majority of typical New Hampshire teen girls who seem to be infrequently factored into the debate on this issue. Is the repeal of this law inconsequential to the average teen girl who does have a good relationship with her parents? The girl whose parents hope that she feels she can talk to them or tell them about anything she might be going through? It is not insignificant. Repealing this law puts those girls, your daughters and nieces and granddaughters, and girls like I was not too long ago, really at risk. You see, because a good parent-child relationship is not by any means devoid of expectations or fear of failure. To the average teen girl, in a secure, loving family environment, disclosing an unexpected pregnancy is tantamount to disaster. It's an absurd assumption to suggest that this girl would immediately run into her parents' arms to confide in them about her pregnancy. Does anyone really believe that this girl will be eager to tell her parents how she has disappointed them, no matter how loving and understanding they are? Does anyone believe she won't be terrified that her parents won't be very angry with her? I can assure you she can come up with many reasons. Reasons that when put into perspective are trivial, but reasons that at the time are very compelling to her not to tell her parents about her situation. She could come up with just as many reasons as the girl who does have a real, threat of abuse or pressure from her parents, if she comes from an unstable, dysfunctional family. This is the point at which the absence of a parental notification law puts every girl at risk. While an amendment to the law enhances the other already established provisions for the best interest and safety of every girl. A pregnant teen, most women are emotional roller coasters, but a pregnant teen is an emotional roller coaster going at warp speed. She is extremely vulnerable and susceptible to pressure or undue influence, and it is more than likely that she will confide in the person who impregnated her. At best, this person is her boyfriend. He's irresponsible, he's young. Most likely and most statistically accurate, this person is a boy or adult. He's 18. That's generally the case it is with teen relationships on the girl's side. At worst, he's a sexual predator in the guise of a teacher, an authority figure, an uncle, friend of the family. He may be psychologically abusive and threaten her with rejection. Psychological manipulation in this manner is very common in these situations. This pregnant girl is at the mercy of someone who does not consider her emotional and physical well-being his foremost concern, and he is most certainly thinking about what is best for him, not for her. Imagine what he can implement, knowing full well that he need not worry about intervention from her parents, the people who really care the most about her. In the case of a girl in an abusive or untoward relationship Parental intervention should come sooner rather than later. A parental notification law ensures that intervention can come at least later rather than never. For a moment, just consider the visceral reality of what we are discussing here. The person who is responsible or perhaps even culpable for a teen girl's pregnancy can transport her to a clinic to have a highly invasive surgery performed on her. He could even kidnap her and take her there against her will. This has happened in the past. It comes up in the news very often. The same girl who is under 18 and who is required by law to bring a parent with her to have a stranger pierce a tiny hole in her earlobe with a metal pin. We've all heard that a million times, but it still is true. There are many laws in place to protect New Hampshire's children from harm they may encounter through their own naivete, immaturity, or irresponsibility, but also to protect them from harm that can be brought about by others. It is not prudent or necessary to remove a law that has been put in place as a safeguard for young girls. Such an enormous and egregious inconsistency in New Hampshire's laws should not be tolerated, never mind propagated. To strike down this law is to make a mockery of any other New Hampshire law put in place to preserve the security of New Hampshire's most natural treasure, which is its children. To add this amendment is to strengthen it. The law, as potentially amended, extends protection to girls in every possible circumstance. This law, as potentially repealed, only protects those who don't deserve the privilege of responsibility for any girl, while tearing it away from those who do deserve and want responsibility for their own daughter, and that is New Hampshire parents. So please support this amendment and do not repeal this parental notification law. Thank you.
The question